Right now over the U.S. Capitol, and that is where today we heard more from lawmakers about the historic charges former President Trump is facing. Alice Barr shows us what this means for Trump's future as a presidential candidate.
Fresh questions today about the legal and political path ahead for former President Trump after his historic court appearance on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in an alleged hush money scheme before the 2016 election. Back home at Mar-a-Lago overnight.
There is no case. There's no case.
The former president already testing the judge's warning to avoid language that could incite violence or unrest, slamming the judge, his family, and the Manhattan district attorney.
The criminal is the district attorney.
President Trump heard the judge. He's not done anything to try to incite violence.
Republican lawmakers rallying behind the former president, with even some critics like Senator Mitt Romney questioning the strength of the case that relies on an untested legal strategy to elevate the charges to felonies.
We cannot and will not normalize serious criminal conduct.
House GOP leaders pushing to make the Manhattan DA answer questions on Capitol Hill.
We know that this is all about, in our judgment, election interference in the most important election we have. So we want to talk to him.
Mr. Trump is due back in court in December with a potential trial now on a collision course with the 2024 Republican presidential primaries. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And former President Trump made several more claims about the case against him in that speech at Mar-a-Lago. We've been working on fact-checking that speech. Paul Spade will explain what he found about them ahead. Welcome back. You're looking live in Beaufort. Look at the boat just floating on by, having a great afternoon this Wednesday. You're also watching WRAL News, available on Hulu, YouTube TV, Spectrum, and the WRAL app on your TV or streaming device.
Hours after sitting in a Manhattan courtroom faced with a 34-count felony indictment, former President Donald Trump returned home to Florida last night.
And that's where he gave a speech about the case. Paul Spade checks some of his claims for PolitiFact.
What is Donald Trump saying about his indictment? Well, first off, that the judge hates him. This is just one of the things Trump said from a ballroom stage in Mar-a-Lago last night. He's talking about Judge Juan Merchan, who's presiding over the case. Merchan and Trump, they do have a history. The same judge presided over a case last year when a jury found the Trump organization guilty of a criminal tax fraud scheme. Its chief financial officer was later sentenced to 5 months in prison. Now, this is not proof Merchan hates Trump, and it doesn't mean he needs to recuse himself either. Judicial experts say judges often try and even retry the same people or same groups. Now, what about this next one? Trump said the local prosecutor is backed by liberal mega donor George Soros. He's talking about prosecutor Alvin Bragg, who is endorsed by the group Color of Change. It's a PAC. Soros did donate $1 million to the group, as you can see from records here, but the group says this particular donation was not earmarked for Bragg's campaign. Now, Trump otherwise avoided making specific claims about this case, pivoting to other investigations instead and saying, hey, that seizure of documents at his home, he said U.S. law allows him to negotiate with the National Archives Administration over which documents he gets to keep. That's not true. The Presidential Records Act says the archive is supposed to take full custody of records at the end of every president's term. And this isn't all. We've got a full roundup of Trump's claims in our story at WRAL.com.
Leave a comment and share this video with your friends. With daily uploads, there will always be a conversation.